Hi troops, just doing a quick video. I feel like maybe I've left people a little bit hanging from the last two videos. Not said a great deal, but you know, like I said, give me a chance to warm back into things. It's been a while since I was on so frequently doing the social media stuff, and you lose your flow a little bit. So yeah, so there was one woman who made me laugh actually. I love the honesty. I'd much rather someone be very honest with me and tell me the things I don't like to hear than someone lie to me and tell me the things I like to hear, which is not really related to this woman. One woman piped up in my feed. I think it was on YouTube. Well, you didn't really tell me anything new there. You just waffled on about da-da-da-da. I thought that was hilarious. I love that kind of honesty. Anyway, so let's start, and rightly so, as she said. I did waffle quite a lot in those two videos, although about things that are very important to me. She's quite right. I didn't get a lot of information out, so I do apologise, and I hope this appeases you. Let's start with the solar flare. I'm going to talk more extensively about these things, especially tomorrow. So tomorrow, I'm going to do a live. Just look out on my Instagram. It'll either be on my Instagram or the YouTube, but I'll make sure you're all very well aware of where I'm going to do the live. The live, first part of the live, I'm going to talk about many of the current events. So what we should be watching out for now, okay? I've told you, Rome is about to collapse, is collapsed, but you're about to see the outward playing of that. As I said a long time ago, politics as we know it will fall to pieces. Sunak, I hope he gets in. Perfect. We don't want anybody to come in that may give a slight perception of, oh, well, you know, Boris has gone now. Oh, thank God. This guy who we could turn it. Don't want to fall into that lie and deception. Well, let's be honest. Myself and you guys that are in tune, we're singing from the same song sheet. We're in tune with each other, resonate with each other. We know it's all theatre, don't we? All know that they're just puppets. It's the puppet masters that need removing. Now, in the analogy I'm using here of puppet master, you know no matter what puppet is on the strings, what can change the puppet as many times as you like. The puppet master is the thing we need to change, remove, get rid of. And in this way, this analogy I'm using, the only way we get the real puppets that we want to represent us is for our puppet masters to actually be people like me and you that represent the people, which I've talked extensively about in the past. So what I'm doing, I'm going to be leading Burnley. So why? Well, as just as they would see us, just a commoner, a nobody in that system, we're not going to be able to do very much. Yeah, we can gather in protests and slow things down by causing a resistance and an awareness to things, to the truth, which is what we've done. And we've done an amazing job at it. So why our country was the first to come out of it. As I said, we'd be the first to come out. We've got the highest levels of consciousness here. A lot of that's to do with energy work, ley lines, and many other things, which I will talk more extensively about in the coming few days and weeks. So tomorrow's live, first part, I'm going to talk about what's to come. The financial collapse, nothing to worry about in this country. It's going to be a big sting in America. It's not going to be so bad here. It's going to be quite a seamless transition across. So don't worry, okay? Just be mindful of spending your money, how you spend your money over the next few weeks and a couple of months. But it's going to be quite a seamless transition, okay? If that resonates with you, that's your choice. Go look into it yourself, but that's what I see. You know, it seems like the collapse where people lose so much shit and the possessions and the finances isn't going to come, okay? They've tried to cause it so that it falls that way, but it's not going to. I'll probably speak more extensively about that in the live. Although a little bit behind when I predicted or foreseen in my mind's eye of when it would happen. The election being overturned is imminent and Mr. T will be put back in. Biden and the whole administration have fell to pieces already. They'll get cleaned up very quickly, and then the truth will out. What's very exciting, this Sound of Freedom, looks like Mr. Gibson was behind it. I thought he might be, especially with Jim Cazorla being the main actor. That got put back. Many of the reasons as to why things were put back is because you can't predict every outcome of how humanity, the consciousness, the media, how people are going to react. Just how they're going to react. So how can you predict on such strict timelines? You can have rough estimates, which is what we've all been doing, rough estimates of things, understanding consciousness and history and how empires have fallen in the past and all that kind of stuff. So the good thing is the outcomes are assured. It's took a little bit longer than we may have liked, but there are many things that play that influence how quick we move through time. So yeah, Mr. T will be in. I see him being in while they form this new republic that I've spoken about over a year ago that they'll form. And on my older videos, not on this YouTube channel though, it was on an old one that I can't sign into. I don't know if the videos are still up or not, but whatever. That'd only be up there to prove nothing other than I was right about a few things, but I'm not bothered about that. People that have been following me know, and if I resonate with you now, then I'll resonate with you now. And if I don't, I didn't then and I don't now. It's likely, from my perception of things, you just don't want to accept the truth. The truth of how things really are, and the truth of what's been happening around people. People don't just drop dead in the sleep. Healthy individuals don't just drop dead and have heart attacks and problems and all these kind of things. And people are starting to align with that. And it's why myself and many others were trying to wake everybody up to warn them so they didn't. So that wasn't their fate. And I know a lot of people see that now because the resistance and the hate that I get is far less than what it used to be. So that's a positive sign. So happy days. So then Mr. T will get in. And then I think 2024, I don't think he'll go for another term. I don't think he'd be able to then, would he? No, he wouldn't be able to. Anyway, regardless, I think DeSantis will be the man then. But it'll be interesting because I think competition will be hot then, really hot. And in this country too. So me personally, I can only speak about my own personal journey, but I know there'll be many others. But I hope this motivates you. I have got an amazing team behind me. We are going to take Burnley, lead Burnley, and then from Burnley, install all the things that the people actually want. To give you a brief idea, okay? We will launch an app, a free to download app. You will have to prove that you're in the postcode of Burnley to show you're a citizen of Burnley. Don't care what your nationality is. Don't care what your religion is. Don't care if you have a penis or a vagina and you say you have otherwise. Don't care. Just you're a citizen of Burnley. And you prove it by showing your address with a picture on the app. Load you up. You are now have access to the app as a citizen of Burnley. Then we will ask you what you want. What do you want your representative to do? Clean up about Burnley. What would you like to see happen? Would you like to see a peace force, which is our version of the police force, come in and start actually tackling real crime, cleaning up the streets, so to speak? Would you like to see much of your money that you pay actually used for the betterment of your town? That might sound mental. Imagine paying your hard-earned taxes and money and you actually seeing a return for it in your own town. It's a crazy idea, ambitious, I know, but that's what we're going to do. Then, as the leader, I am going to show you what everybody's being paid in Burnley, everyone that works for the government and all the other institutions that run that town, including mine. I will show all expenses paid through myself and my whole team. Everything out in the open. There'll be an accountancy firm that does this for us. And then I will insist everybody that is a part of serving the people, their wages are shown. And I will ensure their expenses aren't taking the piss like they have done in the past. I will ensure if there are people that are milking the system, they will be removed or have an opportunity to start actually doing something and working. I will show you where we're wasting money. Your money, my money, our money. I'm going to give complete transparency that it will absolutely put the fear of life into all opposition of those then. So you imagine we're creating a blueprint here that I'm not just creating. I might propose many ideas. I've got some great ideas. But I'll propose the ideas to the people and they might say, no, we don't want that. And I'll be like, fine, okay, what do you want? And they'll give us ideas. We'll do votes, voting systems, interactive voting. What do you want to see in your town? So then we stop all this absolute nonsense where they're putting up disgusting monuments that mean nothing from some university and you find out it costs hundreds of thousands of pounds. And I'm not going to get ranting about that. I'm sure you know what I'm talking about. The public get to decide what the public's money goes on. In a nutshell, mental or no. Then we'll start rounding up paedophiles in the area and cleaning up the streets. And then I'll insist, if there are people on the sex registers, you as a parent can very simply just go and look and see where these individuals live. But better yet, why don't we just, if we can't kick them out, if they're just, individuals, goes against human rights. So how about the police force know exactly where all these offenders are? And we let them know, we tip our hat to them, say, look, past is a past, you're a sex offender, you're on the register, just to let you know, we'll be observant of you and watching your every movement. The people have decided, because it's their right to do so, and we'll be able to do this through the common law process. Please go and look into that. Don't let anyone tell you otherwise, that is not legitimate and law-abiding. It is. It really is. And this is how we're going to make all this stick and be it. So then the police, the courts, our opposition, and I'm going to get lots of opposition because there are a lot of dinosaurs in the system that have been lying in their pockets and all their chums for a very, very long time at your expense. And they will not want someone like me coming up against them. They won't. And you better believe there'll be attempts on my life as there has been in the past. You better believe I'm going to get those subtle warnings from certain brotherhoods and such like. Does not faze me one bit. I will be successful. God willing. I will be successful. No doubt. So I hope you all can support me. So we will roll this out in Burnley. If you're not in Burnley, please support us any which way that you can anyway. Because this will be a blueprint that we will master and nail down. And then when it galvanizes others to think, right, do you know what? I've been of this town for 10, 20, 30 years contributing, seen nothing for it. And my representative doesn't represent the interests of the people, so I'm going to represent. And if you haven't got a clue in how it works, don't worry. I'll have gone through it all. I'll have took all the slings and arrows. We'll have known what works, what doesn't. The app will be up and running. We'll show you exactly what we've done so you can just implement in your own town with your own changes on it. It won't be precious. This is our way. You put your own spin in it, and then we'll get you as the newly elected or soon to be elected representative of your small parish, town, village, city, whatever. We will help you. So then you represent our ideals, which in truth, its core belief is very, very simple. Does not discriminate against sex, religion, colour of your skin. I don't fall in a line with all this. We have to use certain pronouns, but that's my belief. And if it's yours, fine. You won't be imposing them upon me and we won't be imposing them upon people, but you most certainly can get involved with us and help us out. All are welcome. Simple as that. And then if you're representing that certain place, we'll give you the app. Same thing. Then everyone from your area has to prove they're from the area, a citizen of that area, and you'll do a very similar thing to us. And the people of that particular town, village, will vote different things to Burnley, but everywhere is different. That's the beautiful thing about this. So then what we've done is we've truly represented the people. And that's the only way we're going to remove the puppet master. The puppet master in this analogy is the centralised power of London, Westminster. Anyway, and I'll add a little beautiful synchronicity. I love synchronicities. Have you seen the rumours that Westminster might be actually coming up to Burnley? Oh, could you believe they announced that not long after I'd announced I was running for Burnley? God is good. God is good. So, yeah, that's a brief sort of outline as to what I'm going to do when I represent Burnley, which is 2023. I will be leading Burnley. I will be leading Burnley with the ideas that I just shared you, with a great team behind me, truly representing the people. There will be full transparency on all levels. And the more and more of us that align with this then start representing towns and cities and such like throughout the country, a real movement of transparency, a real movement where every town and city, they might even go for their old leaders, they might still vote in an Andy Burnham, but at least I will be there saying, why is Andy Burnham, why is all these other leaders and elected leaders not doing what I'm doing, and showing you full transparency on who's employed, how much they're paid, what their job role is, what do they actually do? What do they actually do? And then we'll take that out into the NHS and everything. Full transparency. Having been in the military for over a decade, I can tell you so much money is wasted. And I'm not saying on the obvious thing, falsified wars and that kind of thing that we need to bring to an end. I mean, just every day, the roads, speed camera, they spend it on so many things to take more money from you to not even put back into the system. And you know the pharmaceutical industry has been using the NHS for a very long time for this means. We need to bring it all to an end, and we need to return the power back to the people. Unless we do this, the puppet master will always remain. We'll just be in a constant cycle of the strings being cut to appease us. Look, they'll cut the strings of this puppet. Oh, an illusion. Let's remove Boris. Sanek comes in. Strings are already attached. They're already lined up with the strings attached to every single one of them. And no, you know this. It's the only way out. It's the only way out. We've got to get behind people like myself and many others. There's loads out there. One thing I will say is to have a deeper understanding of this on a conscious level. Go and follow the Abundance Alchemist. I can't remember which way his name round. Phil. He does a lot of great videos on this kind of thing. So if you want to understand the power of the collective consciousness and that kind of thing, watch his videos. He does loads on it, and watch them anyway, just for you to improve your own life, because the power of moving up that consciousness chart by Richard Hawkins, who's God rest his soul. That guy, I hope in the very near future, people realize he was, for me, another enlightened Jesus, another enlightened Muhammad when he was enlightened. And, you know, all those enlightened beings that did come, that eventually did become corrupted, because it's hard to hold that level of consciousness. Richard Hawkins speaks about this, and I can see it. I've seen it with Trump. So that's why I've always said Trump was the perfect narcissist. We needed someone with such a huge ego to go and do what he just did. Needed it. It was essential. So yeah, tomorrow we're going to do a live, first of all, for me to talk about current politics, affairs, where I see things moving, why I'm so excited, why politics in this country, as you know it, by August is going to completely exploded. Rome's falling apart. There won't be another pope. And all those cities, Isle of Man's going to get some heat as well, because that's kind of one of those unsung places that, sorry, not unsung, hidden in plain sight, sort of how the London city, not the city of London. So there's London city and the city of London, right? Within there, the Rothschild zones, you know, them kind of guys have their own, we have our own rules. That's what they have, their own rules. Isle of Man has a similar thing. The Vatican has its own, then Sicily and many other places just like that, Guernsey, the lot. These places for the rich and elite to be able to do what they want. I digress there. I'm not going to speak about the Isle of Man and place like that just now. I'll probably do it tomorrow on the live. So tomorrow's live. Told you, I've got to get back into my swing, haven't I? Totally getting digressing. When I get too excited, I lose myself. Centered, calm. So tomorrow on YouTube or Instagram, whichever one it is, Gonna do a talk about everything, more in depth about the things I spoke about. Then I'll shut off, because for those then that are not interested in the next bit, you're not interested, you can switch off. I'll then come back on because I need to save this up. That is just a meditation. This meditation is in preparation for the solar flare that's coming on the 16th. So there is a solar flare, the biggest we've ever experienced, ever, coming. I talked about it quite some time back. It's here this Saturday. Funnily enough, it's on my birthday. What are the chances? The biggest solar flare ever to come is landing on my birthday. Thank you, God. I'm not saying it's for me, by the way, it's for us all. So I'm going to do a meditation tomorrow evening after the first live. There'll be a second live to show you how to open up and to connect to that. And I'll talk you through it. And all you have to do, switch me on, listen to the guidance. Won't take longer than 10 minutes to fully connect. So you're in preparation to fully open up for the flare, the solar flare energy that's coming. So I would expect in many places on the Sunday, probably a lot of like heat waves. I know we're going to get some in Cumbria, but I'll expect that in quite a lot of places. So yeah, so this weekend's massive. Between now, because I'll mention this tomorrow, but I'm going to say it now so you got more time. Between now and Saturday, drink loads and loads of water. Try and abstain from eating too much meat. I'm a meat eater, right? So I'm not saying this as in like I'm trying to lead people to become vegan. It's just too dense. It's too dense, the energy in the meat, okay? It doesn't mean it's bad. For this, your light body, crystalline body needs to be as clear as possible, okay? For those that I'm speaking to in a foreign language, don't worry so much. Just turn up to the meditation. Have lots of watery fruits, colourful fruits. Veg isn't that essential, but you can have veg and eat foods that are white, yellow, white, palish white in colour. Crisps. Okay, this isn't a diet for abs. This is a diet for something else, energy. Crisps, potato, frozen. Oven chips is my favourite, to be honest, during those periods. An apple, that kind of thing. Don't eat anything in dense colours. So unfortunately, and this kills me, dark chocolate out the window until Sunday, okay? Dark chocolate kills me, okay? Love dark chocolate. But dark chocolate and anything of those colours, abstain between now, especially from tomorrow, until Saturday, okay? Late Saturday evening, say midnight Saturday, okay? Because people want times, don't they, okay? Midnight Saturday for you. Between now and then, especially Thursday morning, lots and lots of water, because it's not about being hydrated, it's about flushing your system. So you're literally going for a pee and it's crystal clear. You need to do that, okay? And the final thing I'll say, thank you for everyone else that's now started to join the Patreon. Look, I'll say it again because I'll keep flogging it. The Patreon, I'd rather have 1 million people that have given me £1 than someone who's turned up with £10 million. Why? Because the collective energy is what I'm after from you. If you can afford more, great, thank you, amazing. But do not think your £1 is any less important than somebody else's, because this is about energy. It's something much deeper than just the value of money. It's an energy exchange. You're connecting with me and my ideas and my team's ideas and what we're going to drive forward. And someone commented in my Instagram when, neggy comment, as always, don't you think you've made enough money now? Why don't you take off or something? No. Nowhere near enough money. I need millions to make this happen, and I will get millions to make this happen. So no, nowhere near enough money. And let me tell any neggheads out there that have been going, my courses, the Reiki courses, which will get them up and running again soon, and the Reiki masters that are ready now for their attunements, we'll get that up and running in the next couple of weeks. We will have dates for August to get you attuned for free, as long as you gave me the 50 hours of free service and you logged it like you said you would for me. That was the deal. So that's going to be all up and running again soon. Let me tell you, these Reiki academies, they're great. Do the math. 20 people, between 14 to 20 people turn up a day, 250 quid. It's quite a lot of money, I agree. Let me tell you, what we've been doing costs way more than what I've made from the Reiki courses. And what I will do is, with a Patreon account I've got up and running now and everything else, I'll show you the expenses, compared to what I've had coming in. And you'll see, I have most definitely been dipping my hand in my own pocket, way exceeding what I've been taking in from the Reiki courses. So put that in your pipe and smoke it. And when I take my team away and we're doing this work, who do you think has to pay? Well, don't has to, but I do, because God brings the energy to me through the Reiki Academy and other means. I'm paying for their hotel. I don't expect them to pay for it. They've got families to feed and stuff, so I pay for all the hotels. A trip to Ireland and wherever we've been doing this work, energy work, ley line work, all that kind of stuff, or even the background work for the Peace Force and all this. Wasn't cheap for me to go and spend 1 week in Aberdeen learning all this so we can get it all right. It's quite expensive, to be perfectly honest. Pay it out of my own pocket, because there isn't a lot of funds in the Patreon account right now. But I'm not bothered. I'll need the energy to build up. And on that note, if, like me, you're the kind of person I've got Dogs Battersea Home set up since 20 years ago, I think, which I'm not complaining about. It's going to a great cause. But if you're the kind of person that thinks, oh, I don't have much money, and if I set this up, I'll forget to, I've changed it because a few people asked if they could just do a one-off donation and not a monthly thing. So that's great. So all you that have contributed your £1 and £2, please keep them there. If that's what you can afford, thank you. Keep it there, because then you're connected to me. If you want to make a one-off contribution, great. All you have to do, don't be lazy. It's a little bit of work, this, because this is how Patreon's set up. I've set it up now. I didn't know you could do this. Before, it was just set up every day of the month. I think it's the 5th or something. I don't know when it is. But every 5th of the month or something, everyone's money would come out, okay? Granted, it's not a lot there. Please, I've had people messaging me disheartened that there's not much money in there at the moment. It's like just short of 300 quid a month. It's the energy of the people. Forget about that number. That number's going to jump up very soon. I know it is. Because I do have some people that are worth millions and that follow me. And they'll start putting the money in. They will. And some people are going to be holding out until they start seeing some progress. And when they start seeing the Peace Force in action, and that won't be too far in the near future. As soon as I'm in, that's going to start coming to fruition. Of course, the more money that comes in, the quicker things move, because people need paying and things like that, and uniforms need paying, and the building that we've found needs paying for. So all these things need paying for, yes, but it's coming, I promise you, okay? We just need to build the energy first by your small donations from the people. The rest will come as the energy builds. But if you do want to make a one-off donation, go and pay as if you're going to set up a monthly fee. So if you want to send £50, £100 rather than pay the monthly or whatever, right? You set it up, it'll take it out instantly now, whereas it didn't in the past. It waited till the next month, the next pay month. It'll take it out instantly. Once that's gone out and you've received an email from Patreon to say you are now a member, straight away you just go and deactivate the account, and then it won't take that money back. That's in the account, and then it won't take any monthly payments. If you end up doing that and you forget or didn't do it right and the money comes across, you just have to contact me and I'll send you the money back anyway. I'm not that kind of person. So there you go. So the Patreon's even set up now. You have to send it, but then deactivate once you've got the email confirmation. But, you know, don't be lazy. Get your finger out your ass. It's definitely for a worthy cause, I like to think. So yeah, another lengthy video, waffling on. Tomorrow evening, it'll likely be 9 p.m. I'll confirm soon to do the first part of my live, answering some questions, talking about whatever. We'll just go into a flow. Then we'll shut off. People that are not interested in the meditation to prepare themselves for the solar flare this weekend can then off they pop, and then I can leave this up, you see, for the next couple of days until Saturday, just for anyone that's missed the meditation, and you can all share the meditation, you see. And that's it, and the meditation will just be up for everyone to see, to tune into, and tap in. But it'll be much more powerful if we're all connected at the same time. So if you can do it live, do it live. It'll be strong visuals, I can guarantee you that. So yeah, so thanks for tuning in, guys. Very excited to be reconnecting with you all now and to move into this next phase, which is let's go and take back control. Let's give the power back to the people. And remember, no fear, only love.